What's going on, everyone? And welcome back to the channel. Today, we dive in deep into a code that can cause some seriously confusing headaches on your Harley Davidson. The infamous B1005, which stands for battery voltage out of range. If you've ever had your lights flicker for no reason, your accessories cut in and out, or seen a weird warning pop up on your dash, this code might just be the culprit. So, grab a drink, settle in, and let's get this sorted out. First, let's break down what B1005 actually means. On modern Harleys equipped with a body control module, or BCM, this code gets stored when the BCM sees a voltage that is either too high or too low. Think of the BCM as the bike's central nervous system for all the electronics. It controls your lights, turn signals, security system, and a whole lot more. It needs a stable, consistent voltage to do its job properly. The normal operating range is usually somewhere between about 9 volts and 16 volts. If the voltage dips below that 9-volt threshold or spikes above 16 volts, even for a split second, the BCM flags it and throws the B1005 code. So, you pull the code and see B1005. What's the first step? Don't just rush out and buy a new battery. The most common mistake people make is replacing parts without proper diagnosis. Let's be smart about this. The very first thing you need to do is a proper battery load test. A simple multimeter voltage check isn't enough. A battery can show 12.6 volts at rest, but completely collapse under a load, like when you hit the starter button. Most auto parts stores can load test your battery for free. This will definitively tell you if the battery itself is weak and unable to hold a charge under demand. If it fails the load test, great, you've found your problem. Replace the battery, clear the codes, and you should be good to go. But what if the battery tests fine? This is where we need to dig a little deeper. The next logical step is to check your charging system. With the bike running, you want to see a charging voltage between about 13.5 and 14.8 volts at the battery terminals. If your voltage is below 13.5 volts, your bike isn't charging properly. This could be due to a bad voltage regulator or a failing stator. On the flip side, if you see the voltage climbing above 15 or 16 volts, you have an overcharging condition, which is almost always a sign of a faulty voltage regulator. This overvoltage situation is just as bad, if not worse, than low voltage, and will definitely trigger that B1005 code. Now, let's say your battery is good and your charging system is putting out the correct voltage. What's next? It's time to check the connections. This is a huge one, especially on a machine that vibrates like a Harley. The main culprits are often loose or corroded battery terminals. Take them off, clean them thoroughly with a wire brush until they're shiny, and retighten them securely. Don't just look at them. They can look tight, but still have a poor connection. After checking the battery terminals, you need to follow the main power and ground wires. Pay special attention to the main ground connection where the negative battery cable bolts to the frame. This spot is notorious for getting loose or remove the bolt. Clean the cable end and the frame surface with a wire brush or sandpaper to ensure a perfect metal-to-metal contact, and then bolt it back down tightly. A bad ground can cause all sorts of bizarre electrical gremlins, and is a very common cause for voltage-related codes. While you're at it, inspect the power and ground circuits going directly to the BC. You might need a wiring diagram for your specific model, but you're looking for any signs of corrosion, loose pins in the connectors, or frayed wires. A poor connection right at the BCMS main plug can cause it to see a lower voltage than what S actually present at the battery, leading it to mistakenly set the B1005 code. So, to recap the diagnostic process: first, load test your battery. Second, check your charging system voltage while the bike is running. Third, inspect and clean all major power and ground connections, especially the battery terminals and the frame ground. And fourth, check the wiring and connectors at the BCM itself. Following these steps in order will help you systematically rule out potential causes without wasting money on parts you won't need. In the vast majority of cases, a B1005 code will be resolved by fixing one of these issues, most often a weak battery or a bad ground. I hope this helps you demystify the B1005 code and gives you the confidence to tackle it yourself. If you found this video helpful, Do me a huge favor and hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching, and ride safe out there.